Good evening. Does truth matter when it comes to passing new laws on Tennessee's Capitol Hill? Tonight, a News Channel 5 investigation reveals how a bill pushed by Airbnb is putting that question to the test.
That bill would restrict Nashville's ability to regulate those short-term rentals that have turned some neighborhoods into hotels. But our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams, found out the lawmakers pushing those bills are getting the job done with misrepresentations and some say complete lies, Phil.
You know, we've been doing what a lot of lawmakers don't do. That's actually reading the bills and comparing that to what we've heard during the debates. What we've seen are out-of-town lawmakers doing favors for special interests without seeming to understand or care how it might affect Nashville's neighborhoods.
You're seeing a couple of renters from the short-term rental that's right next to me. I share a wall with them, trying to get in my front door at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Imagine being awakened on a regular basis by the drunken bachelorettes from next door.
They were knocking on the door, ringing my Ring doorbell, trying to get in my front door, thinking it was the short-term rental next door.
Just one of the inconveniences described by Nashville residents who've watched scenes like this, with once quiet neighborhoods being turned into sometimes crowded party zones. An image that ads for those short-term rentals do nothing to discourage.
I have a private terrace at the top of our townhomes, and they jumped the barrier and been on my private terrace, early in the morning playing music. It's constant.
That's why Nashville residents like Tanya Goad worried when Airbnb suddenly began pushing new legislation on Capitol Hill. It's often said that no piece of legislation is ever really dead as long as lawmakers are still in town. Case in point, that amendment pushed by Airbnb to try to limit Nashville's ability to regulate short-term rentals.
We are voting to send House Bill 2782 as amended to full commerce. All in favor say aye.
On one day, Airbnb suffered a defeat in a House subcommittee.
All opposed say no. The noes have it. Bill fails.
The chair will move the amendment.
2 weeks later, Airbnb popped up again in a Senate committee with a different bill and a new amendment, also designed to preempt some of Nashville's regulation of those short-term rentals.
Stevens!
And the sponsor, Senator John Stevens from rural West Tennessee, had a whopper of an explanation.
The focus upon Nashville is it's my understanding there's currently pending an ordinance to ban owner-occupied properties. And so this is an attempt to preempt that action.
That's just flat ludicrous. I don't know where that information comes from.
Metro Council member Bob Mendez.
The senator's just mistaken about that.
And no one is talking about making any major changes.
No.
Still, Senator Stevens' story worked.
Chairman, you have 7 ayes and 2 no.
Senate Bill 871 moves committee on calendar.
And Airbnb's bill got out of the Senate committee. So where did Stevens get his information? We've been trying to catch up with Senator Stevens to give him a chance to explain whether he deliberately misled the committee or not. But there are all sorts of back ways out of these committee rooms, and he appears to be using every one of them to avoid our questions. So we headed to his office. Senator Stevens back?
He's not. He's in a Brown County leadership meeting right now.
Okay. I get the feeling he's trying to avoid us.
Oh, he probably has the right.
A few hours later, with that new bill heading for a vote in the House subcommittee, we watched as Airbnb lobbyist Michael Bivens waited. His brother Brian Bivens carefully exchanged signals across a crowded room with their new House sponsor, Representative Jeremy Faison.
Next up is item number 3. That's House Bill 645 by Chairman Faison.
And once again, the East Tennessee lawmaker would make claims that were just not true, as the Airbnb lobbyists quietly looked on, never setting the record straight.
We're talking about a structure that's not attached to the original property. Is that correct?
Chairman Faison.
That is my understanding.
You said this only applies to unattached structures. Where is that in the amendment?
I didn't say that. That didn't come out of my mouth.
So we went back to the video.
We're talking about a structure that's not attached to the original property. Is that correct?
Chairman Faison.
That is my understanding.
But that would not be Faison's last questionable claim.
This is for the people who actually live and sleep, according to our TCO, where their address is.
In fact, Nashville's law says to qualify for an owner-occupied permit, the owner of the property must permanently reside at the property. But the Airbnb amendment redefines owner-occupied to mean used as a principal residence by at least one natural person. It doesn't say owner. And that person can actually be absent as long as the person has a definite intention to return someday. They define owner-occupied as being something where the owner is not required to occupy.
Yeah, I mean, it's classic double speak. The definition is of the term owner occupied, and then it says in the definition, an owner doesn't have to live there. And so they gut the meaning of owner occupied with this bill.
Which is exactly the situation that Tanya Good finds herself facing with her drunken bachelorettes. Her neighbor has a permit that claims it's an owner-occupied rental.
There's no doubt in your mind he does not live there.
He does not live here. The last time I saw his car here was, like I said, over a year ago, and it has out-of-state plates.
They're not going to have crazy wild bachelorette parties where you live. This is to rent your mother-in-law suite out of your basement out.
Over and over, the sponsor misstated what the Airbnb bill would do to Nashville, which made us wonder, do the company's lobbyists really care as long as it works?
Michael, is there any chance we can talk to you about the bill?
Not in the least.
Okay. Your sponsors have said a lot of things that are not true. Is there no obligation to correct them?
Have a good day.
How much money have you taken from the Bivens group?
Well, I've never taken anything from them. Taken is a strong word, Phil.
$6,000 in campaign contributions from their PAC?
I didn't know they'd give me $6,000 until you tweeted yesterday or today. I was like, what the heck? Wish I'd have got more.
In fact, the Bivens lobbying team was among those we saw hitting the pre-session fundraisers hosted by Republican leaders right before they got ready to do the public's business. Jeremy Faison heads the House Republican caucus.
The Bivens group helps raise money for your caucus.
Absolutely.
And what does it say that you're turning to people who are trying to influence you for campaign contributions?
Who's trying to influence me?
You don't think they're giving you thousands of dollars to try to influence you?
So you didn't hear what I said a minute ago. I have no clue who gives me money.
Members, do we have any other questions for the sponsor of the bill?
Watch and listen to what happened next.
All in favor say aye. All opposed say no.
No.
The ayes have it.
In your mind, does this show how the culture of Capitol Hill affects ordinary Tennesseans?
Absolutely. It's unfortunate that Nashville has to be on the bad end of that relationship.
The ayes have it. Sir, your bill is on its way to full commerce.
And get this, Airbnb even brought in a witness to a committee meeting last week who told lawmakers that Nashville is currently considering legislation that would take a city ordinance that allows for owner-occupied short-term rentals and force those owners to stay inside their homes for 15 hours a day when renters are present. Again, this is just not true, but the bill still passed out of committee. It has another big committee vote this week, and of course, we'll be watching.
It's really unbelievable to see.
Yeah.
Peeling away the layers there, Phil. Thank you.